I forgot about Savannah's.
Yeah.
I'm going live.
Thank you. Sorry, Dan Hartman. Let me know when we're good to go. Hey, Danny, stick around. Will you lead us in the pledge, Danny? All you have to do is say, I pledge allegiance. I mean, it's all right, I guess. Are we live? I don't see it saying live yet. Technology. He's got the flag. Oh, he'll hold the flag for us. Okay. Facebook not letting us go live tonight?
It says it's preparing. Let me start it again.
Okay.
The wind's blowing, so the internet's bad in Smithville.
I did talk to the fiber company, United Fiber, because they are working on putting stuff in downtown. I talked to them today. Since they went to John's neighborhood too. They're getting further south.
I had Google Fiber when I lived out south, and it was amazing.
Chuck, when we actually go live, and you or Captain Rotman there, we got the flag. Thank you, Danny, for holding the flag. So Chuck, you want to lead us in the pledge? Public Works Week.
Sure.
I think Tony's going to stay on mute.
I can unmute if you want me to.
Oh, okay, there he is. Oh, goodness. Do you want to go without Facebook and post it to YouTube after, or? Because it is recording, right? Okay. All right, we will post the video later. I'm going to call the Smithville Board of Alderman meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge led by Chuck and Tony.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Danny, for holding the flag, and thank you, Tony and Chuck. First item on the agenda is the consent agenda. I have a motion to approve the consent agenda. Sorry, Dan. So Alderman Sarver, you're on mute.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Atkins. Any discussion or questions on the consent agenda? All those in favor of approving the consent agenda say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. Committee reports. We had EDC, right?
Yes, Mayor. At our last EDC meeting, I think it was last Tuesday, several members of the EDC met and started a discussion regarding the 2030 comprehensive plan action items that were focused on the Economic Development Committee. We mainly focused on the action items that were listed as high importance, as well as ongoing or near term. And from that discussion, we were able to get several next steps that staff is able to work on as we move forward, trying to accomplish those next action items. We are having another meeting next month. We're going to go back to monthly meetings for our EDC while we get our feet, or while I get my feet under myself for the EDC, as well as trying to accomplish the action items listed out in the comp plan.
awesome. And it's, you know, meeting monthly is great. You know, they're there to help you out. So, and I know you still have a couple opens, right? So if anyone knows anybody, get them out there to apply on our website for the EDC. Chamber member, resident, business owner in Smithville are all eligible. Landowner as well. City administrators report. Ms. Wagner, do you have anything to report?
The report is in your packet. Those are all pretty self-explanatory. Few items that have come up in the interim, wanted to let you all know. We did receive word this morning from our fireworks supplier that he now has inventory and feels he would be able to respond to a request for proposals for display. So we posted that bid and that closes, I believe, on May 12th. So we'll be able to have that awarded either at May 18th or the first meeting in June. So we'll be able to have a 4th of July fireworks celebration. Over the course of the last couple of weeks, Stephen, Anna, and I have met with representatives from the school district, the fire protection district, and the ambulance district to discuss the Smithville Marketplace TIF. This 2020 was really the first year of any sizable amount of collections that would go into the TIF fund. Anna and Stephen have spent a significant amount of time ensuring that they understand the TIF agreement, working with our economic development attorneys in ensuring their understanding of the mechanisms for collection and redistribution to the taxing entities. We outlined that information to each of the 3 local entities in meetings over the last couple of weeks. And this past week, checks went out to the school district, the fire protection district, and INRAD for the amount that they are due from collections within the district. The remaining collections there, the increment that's been collected, have been deposited to the TIF fund. So funds are available now and being collected on a monthly basis in the TIF fund. Just as an FYI to the board, the school district check was about $5,600 and $1,400 to each INRAD and the fire protection district. A couple of updates from the personnel side of things. We actually have interviews this week. Today, we interviewed a candidate for, and actually extended an offer this afternoon for the finance analyst position. Hopeful to have news on that this week. And if all things work out there, the candidate would be able to start mid-June. We have an interview on Thursday for the public works analyst position and are very hopeful about that as well. And probably looking at a similar, if not slightly sooner timeframe on someone being able to start there. Police, we continue to recruit for 2 police officer positions. We are recruiting for both candidates who are post and non-post certified in order to try to cast as wide a net as possible. As we've talked about before, we have 1 new officer on the street. Tony, is he 3 weeks in now?
Yes, he is.
Awesome.
And two started the academy today.
Terrific. So yeah, and they spent some time here last week getting familiar with the organization. And then finally, a reminder to you all that May 27th is the Board of Alderman Goal Setting Retreat. Will be at Paradise Point. And I believe most of you have made appointments to have conversation with Patty Gintrip, who is facilitating that. If you've not yet had an opportunity to set up time for a conversation with her, would encourage you to reach out. I think she sent emails. If you need her contact information, let me know. And Mayor, that is all I have this evening.
Speaking of RFPs, I saw the fireworks one went out, and then the Parks building closed. Chuck was updating us before the meeting. We got a few proposals, right?
We had 12 proposals for the Parks and Rec Public Works combined facility.
So it's going to take a little bit to get through those, right?
Yeah, we'll be reviewing those for a few days, and then we'll have interviews and bring it back to the board for a recommendation.
And that was a request for qualifications for engineering firms, correct?
Correct.
So that's fantastic that we had a dozen submit, because those proposals take a while to put together. So people are interested, and there's a lot of construction going on. So to get that many is amazing. Thank you. Any questions, Ms. Wagner? Anyone? Alderman
Yeah.
Shelby?
Yeah, Cynthia, I just had a question on that, the TIF money. Do we have any type of like analytics yet to say like where we are projection wise on the TIF? You know, things like that.
Sure. We don't at this point in time. That's something that Stephen and I have talked about peripherally. We do need to start putting together some information on performance. And that's Stephen has kind of got the grasp on the TIF, and we've jumped in Pall Mall on the budget, so we can put something together for you.
And on that property tax piece of it, some of those buildings aren't yet done, right? So we wouldn't get collection on them until next year.
Correct. And if you'll recall, there's both property and sales tax.
Right.
So, yep. So
And we
Stephen
have
and I'm sorry.
we started seeing the sales tax come in on most of the ones that are open now, right?
Yes.
Because people forget. I think people forget Price Chopper hasn't been open that long.
And we've actually also had first request by the developer with regard to reimbursement of SID costs, the Capital Improvement District. They have not yet submitted anything with regard to the TIF funds, but those funds are sitting in the Marketplace TIF fund, awaiting allocation based on documentation.
Awesome. Any I see it every day, but how's the streetscape construction going in the city hall stuff? We looking like we can be back in the building in July?
City Hall, the contractor indicates that they are still on target to be at substantial completion early June. That's going to be interesting. I think there are several staff members who question whether that will occur. It's an evolving process. Anna and I are fully in our offices, and with the exception of door handles, our offices are completely done. Work in the men's restroom is nearing completion. We are told it will be completed this week. There's still a good amount of work to be done in there for that to occur. There's finished painting, and the women's room has not even been started yet. As soon as the men's room is complete, they will start on that, and the renovation in the kitchen will also start. There's remains a significant amount of paint and carpeting to occur, but those are kind of those last items. So I would love to be able to say we could be back in to meet the second meeting in June. I'm just afraid that might be a little ambitious, given Linda is actually currently in the board meeting room, so you can see there's a significant amount of information in there and storage, and we have 4 people working in there right now. So we're moving along. Streetscape, Chuck, do you want to touch base on that, because you all had a meeting as well?
Streetscape project. The weather's been really not cooperative. They are moving along. I think I mentioned it'll be first part of September is the substantial completion date. We're hoping they get done sooner. As it dries up here, as we get into the summer months, we'll see a lot more progress. But they were anticipating getting the retaining walls in front of the Montessori school and the Apollo House this week and next, and then they'd start putting in the sidewalk. Then they're going to jump to the south side of that block and finish that up. We've been talking to them. I think I put in the report about some additional work on that south side. We've got some drainage issues. The curb where the driveways tie in isn't very square, if you want to call it. I'm just afraid when we go to overlay it, we're just not going to give it a good joint. So we've asked them to take a look at that. And then I provided a couple of pictures of the sidewalk on the south side where that culvert goes under the road. It's washed out, and we want to redirect that drainage channel away from Smith Street, line it up a little bit better, and replace that sidewalk before it falls off. So we've got some changes that we're asking them to get us some pricing on. We'll bring that back to the board when we have that too. So
Thank you. Steven, what's your cat's name? Since your cat decided to make it. Okay. If the cat's gonna pop on screen, we gotta ask, Okay. Any other questions for Cynthia or staff? Everybody good? So yeah, and to the meeting question, hopefully everyone noticed we are not going to have a meeting the first Tuesday of July. That turnaround to get an agenda thrown together right after 4th of July and have a meeting. We don't really have a ton right then. Cynthia and I work together to try to move some of that stuff around. And also staff is going to have that Friday off as well. So they'll have Friday and Monday off to come right back to a board meeting. Would be a lot. And I know some of y'all want to go out of town as well. So we'll have the meeting in June, then we'll have the meeting the second Tuesday of July or the third Tuesday of July. Hopefully by then we'll be in person. If not, we'll be flexible. We've got Zoom. We've been doing it for a year. We're good. Next item on the agenda is number 6, bill number 2903-21. Alderman Chevalier.
Thank you. I move to approve bill number 2903-21, annexation of lot 36 Lakeside Crossing for the second read.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Atkins, thank you for seconding. Any discussion?
I just have a quick question. I mean, as far as that whole area, I mean, is this the last one or is there any more that need to come in?
We have 2 remaining.
Okay, cool.
Any other questions? I see somebody's on. Is there public comment, Linda, or is Mason on for something else? Okay. All right. Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Sarver,
Aye.
Alderman Kabilski,
Aye.
Alderman Uladell,
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier,
Aye.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Hartman,
Aye.
6-0.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance annexing certain adjacent territory into the city of Smithville, Missouri.
Thank you. Do we have any public comment?
No one contacted me.
Is anyone on for public comment? Okay.
I know there was someone on Facebook that was wanting to join. I don't know that Mason. I don't know if that's who it is, but they're not responding. So
Moving on. Proclamations. I have 3 tonight. First one is for Public Works Week. Thank you, Chuck, for having your awesome background there. National Public Works Week is May 16th to 23rd, 2021. All of us appreciate Public Works a lot. Chuck, stormwater, sewer, all that stuff, streets. Public Works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustain and resilient communities, and to public health, high quality life, and well-being in the people of the city of Smithville. These infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of Public Works professionals who are engineers, managers, employees at all levels of government and the private sector. We're responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities. So I, Damian Boley, Mayor of Smithville, do hereby designate the week of May 16th to 22nd National Public Works Week, and urge citizens to join representatives of the American Public Works Association and Canadian Public Works Association, government agencies and activities, events, ceremonies, designate, pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, employees, to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting national health, safety, and quality of life. Chuck, we appreciate all that you and your teams do, because I've been to places that don't have public works, and when sewer runs down the streets, it's not pretty. So thank you. And I'll deliver this to you, Chuck, and we'll get a picture when you're. Next item is Law Enforcement Week, which is also this month. In 1962, President JFK, John F. Kennedy, proclaimed May 15th as National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the calendar week in which May 15th falls is National Police Week, as established by joint resolution of Congress in 1962. National Police Week pays special recognition to those law enforcement officers who have lost their lives in line of duty for safety and protection of others. 1994, President Bill Clinton signed the Violent Crime Control and Enforcement Act of 1994, Public Law 103-322, stated that the flag of the United States is to be displayed at half-staff on all government buildings on May 15th of each year. In every American community, law enforcement officers are committed to the preservation of life and property, risking their lives to protect us from all who would mock the law, providing protection, law and order, and serving the cause of justice. Law enforcement officers, including members of Smithville Police Department, accept a profound responsibility to work and uphold our laws, safeguard our rights and freedoms, and serve on the front lines in the light against crime and terrorism. We honor the heroism of all our law enforcement officers, especially those who have given their lives so that others might live, asking God's blessing for their families and friends they left behind. I encourage all citizens to express their deep appreciation to the men and women who risk their lives to guard and protect us. May 9th through May 15th is National Police Week in the city of Smithville. Thank you, Tony, and your team, and all that you guys do.
Thank you, Mayor. We appreciate it.
And I'll stop by since I saw you're over at the City Hall, and I'll get that to you.
Thank you.
And then next, we have Older Americans Month. City of Smithville, Missouri is a community that includes a number of citizens age 60 and older. Older adults in Smithville are among our most treasured resources, united by historical experiences, strengthened by diversity, and interpreting events through varied perspectives and backgrounds to bring wisdom and insight to our community. Increasing number of adults are reaching retirement age and remaining strong and active for longer than ever before. The older adults in Smithville deserve recognition for their contributions they have made and will continue to make to the culture, economy, and character of our community. Our community can provide the recognition and respect by improving the quality of life for older Americans by increasing our opportunities to remain active, engaged in the community life, providing individualized services and support systems to maintain the dignity, independence, and self-determination of older Americans as they age. So May is Older Americans Month, and in the past I've had Alderwoman Wilson accept those, but I will leave that up to the board to decide who gets that one. But it'll also be mailed to Clay County Senior Services, right, Linda? Okay. All right, next on the agenda.
Chuck has it,
What's that?
Mayor. I think Chuck's
gonna take it. There we go.
let's see.
Chuck, are you 60 plus? You don't look a day over 30.
No, but I support everybody.
You moisturize well for over 60. I mean, you are wearing a KU shirt, so I don't know if I can give you 2 proclamations, but anyway, next is the appointments. First is our fire district liaison, and we do a roll call vote on this, correct? So first, fire district liaison, I nominate Alderman Kabilski to the fire board liaison. Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Hartman.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Alderman Sarver.
Yes.
Alderman Sarver.
Aye.
Alderman Uladell.
Aye.
Alderman Kabilski.
Do I have to abstain from this or do I? Okay, abstain.
Abstain, yes. Alderman Atkins.
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier.
Aye.
5-0 with 1 abstain.
Thank you. So joining Alderman Kabilski, I nominate Alderman Uladall as a fire district liaison. Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Atkins.
Aye.
Alderman Sarver.
Aye.
Alderman Kabilski.
Aye.
Alderman Uladall.
Abstain.
Alderman Chevalier.
I believe Alderman Udall has the most experience with fire, so I'm going to say yes.
Alderman Hartman.
Yes.
5-0 with 1 abstained.
Thank you. Motion carries. Alderman Uladall. we need to set up a meeting with them sometime in the near future. I know we need space is an issue, but they have a pretty decent sized boardroom as well, and we can do Zoom or something.
Didn't we have one scheduled for last year that got canceled?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yep. But they've had exciting news happen since then. So, they're hiring more firefighters, they're staffing the other station, stuff we need to hear about. Next is the school district liaison. As a reminder, we do meet as a joint board. We try to do that quarterly. We did punt on the May meeting due to some scheduling conflicts, but I would like to get a joint meeting set up in the, before school starts. But in the interim, we also have the liaison. So the first one I appoint is Alderman Chevalier. Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Hartman,
Yay.
Alderman Chevalier,
Present.
Alderman Kabilski,
Aye.
Alderman Yulidol,
Aye.
Alderman Sarver,
Aye.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
5-0, 1 abstained.
Thank you. And joining Alderman Chevalier and representing our board to the school district will be Alderman Hartman. I nominate Alderman Hartman to the school district liaison. Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Yulidol,
Aye.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Hartman,
To abstain.
Alderman Chevalier,
Aye.
Alderman Sarver,
Aye.
Alderman Kabilski,
Aye.
5-0, 1 abstained.
Motion carries. Thank you. You guys are in for a treat. Yeah, the new school board member is a bit of a handful, so watch out for that one. Next is the NRAD liaison, which are ambulance district. We've met, I think, once since we created this position. First nomination is Alderman Atkins. Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Chevalier,
Aye.
Alderman Atkins,
Abstain.
Alderman Kabilski,
Aye.
Alderman Yulidol,
Aye.
Alderman Sarver,
Aye.
Alderman Hartman,
Aye.
5-0, 1 abstained.
Motion carries. The next nomination for NRAD liaison is Alderman Sarver. Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Sarver,
Abstain.
Alderman Hartman,
Aye.
Alderman Kabilski,
Aye.
Alderman Yulidol,
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier,
Aye.
5-0, 1 abstained.
Carries. I appreciate you all in taking on these additional duties. I know it's extra time, but it's valuable to have these open conversations with our other taxing entities, especially when things like Cynthia went over before with the marketplace. We're going to keep open lines of communication on all those things. Any new business? We don't want to add a work session on how to properly grill a steak for Alderman Yulidol? No? Good. All right. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn then.
Motion to adjourn, sir.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor of adjourning say aye.
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 All opposed say no.
No.
We stand adjourned. Thank you all.